Hi, everybody, and welcome to Today at the Races. Special holiday racing card today, Monday, MLK Junior Day here at Laurel Park, and a post time set for 12:30. Dave Rodman with Keith Fustel on Today at the Races, sponsored by Fidelity First. And just walking in a few moments ago, you're going to call the track good,
Good
Keith.
at the start. Yeah, they've herred it. Still a little bit moisture, a little bit. I'm just not comfortable calling it fast just as yet. Maybe a little bit of wind hit the track there, open it up. We should get to fast during the course of this racing card.
A lot of sunshine helped dry it out
Yes.
yesterday. We were muddy all day long yesterday here at Laurel Park, and a couple of upsets, whether or not that had anything to do with the mud, I don't know. Kimano in the finale
Yes.
paying $90, triggering off some carryover there in the pick 5 and the pick 6, right? Pick 6 carryover.
Pick 6
too.
carryover.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2,100. I mean, the late pick 5, close to $6,400.
And Tim Keefe with Corporate Queen, a good-looking circling move there on a first-time starter.
That was an interesting take. I saw the owner, Kerry Frommer, who has a lot of horses. You'll see the sales, consigns a lot of horses, and one that she kept. So I was like looking at yesterday morning. I said, I'm still not going to use the horse. Sure enough, the horse jumps up and wins and pays a big price. But
yeah.
Sometimes you just got to dig a little deep, try to think what they're thinking and why did she keep this horse? Maybe just a cast off. Nobody wanted it, and she was nice enough to keep it. Boy, was she rewarded with a nice. Hopefully they bet.
Yeah, a good sustained run too, and then wore down the horse in front to win going away. So a couple of upsets. Triple carryovers today. High 5 starts at $985 in the carryover there on the high 5, 7 in the opener. So we'll have high 5 wagering there. You see your pick 6, 2,100, and a late pick 5, which you have a ticket today. That is your spotlight ticket of the day. We'll get to that as we move along. The handicap the 9 race card.
It's dangerous, Dave. I like the card. I like the sequence. You've got to definitely do a lot of work in that late pick 5, but it's a challenging card. But I think you can be rewarded with some nice prices. I've got a lot of 6, 8 to 1s kind of spread out throughout the course of the day that I think have legitimate chances. So good card, good betting card on tap for this Monday holiday.
Alrighty, about 43 for a high. Light winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10. The sun's not going to help that track, but again, it's on the verge really almost fast.
It is.
We'll see how the times play out here at Laurel Park, Harrowed, and good opener at 6 furlongs, Keith. Our first pick 5 of the day, mandatory payout of the early pick 5 with a 12% takeout, and it's a 50-cent wager. A field of 7 and no scratches at 3/4 of a mile. You're going to go with Cowtown Brown, the Charlie J. Hadry barn, with a mare who's kind of been lightly handled
No doubt.
since the claim. Interesting thing that caught my eye about her is workout at Laurel, January 6, 102 and 4, coming down from the Parks base. I don't know if he's stabled here or not.
Not sure. I saw Charlie the other day. I forgot to
should
check
ask,
with him. Yeah.
But 78-day layoff and a work, though, here at this track. So giving some extra attention to coming over here and getting a workout in.
Yeah, I think she is the legitimate speed of the race. I think the prime speed contenders are inside of her. I Just Want to Win, who had speed on that bad rail on December the 11th. But Cowtown Brown comes back to a distance she really likes, a track she really likes. 5 for 5 at Laurel in the money with 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 7 for 7 at the distance in the money. Now, she did a lot of her good work with Kieran. Been through a couple different barn changes. As you say, they claimed and waited from September to October to run back at that nickel level. Exclusive Symphony, though, that third-place finisher, has come back to win 2 straight races. I'm going with the Parks angle here in the opener. I like Cowtown Brown, the 5-horse, and to go to the inside with the 1. Get Hot, Stay Hot, a deeper closer, but has shown tactical speed in the past. Which horse is going to show up? I think she can make an impact either running style. Phil Schoenthal got a couple droppers here. He's gotten all these horses from Preciado for owner Barbara Hopkins. If things heat up a little bit on it, this horse is going to make a legitimate late run. Keys up against some better horses. Those 2 races, these 2 horses out of the Parks races, they seem to be a little bit more productive than what against the competition we've seen here.
Yeah, we did see Schoenthal with a horse from the Preciado barn win yesterday and pretty much gate to wire. Preciado, I think it was, and claimed, I think, a 13, 14-time winner. So some are, we've run a few from Parks there. One not so hot in stake, but the other one popped wire to wire. So we'll see how they play out as the stats add up here in the transfers from Parks. Just won a win. The Jonathan Maldonado barn first off the claim here. You know, he's pretty good off the claim, 18%.
Yes, he is.
First off the claim. And of those horses that have won for him, you know, horses like In Hot Pursuit and Street Surprise Brother Bird, they've paid 10 to 1 or more, double digits. So could we see another one here? I don't know if this horse will be 10.
No. This horse is going to be a shorter price,
Not at all.
somewhere in that 3 to 1 morning line range. Definitely, best tactics might be to just take just a little bit back off the pace. The horse has done it best running, I think, stalking. Really dueled on that worst part of the track on December the 11th. Waits the 30 days after the claim, holds the level. Keys up against Fortuitous, as does a couple of these other horses. Yeah, she's going to have to bounce back up. There was a horse off of a long layoff from May to December, came back and ran well. A little regression second time out. They reached the claim. Tough horse to figure for me. She's going to be prominent. Will she have enough late kick to get it done at the 6?
Some early arrival or early person with ADW putting money on Cynthia right now, who opens the favorite. Of course, is very early in the wagering. Maybe they saw rail and said, okay, well, let's you know, off the rail, inside to outside, or and that's been a good angle here at Laurel Park.
Look at Holly Robinson, not a huge sample, 16 runners over the last course of a year and a half, 2 years, 38% with a $5 ROI, hooking it with Trevor. Yeah, it's a tough opener, no doubt about it. I'm hoping Cowtown Brown in return to a track she really likes can get it done for Charlie Hadry.
Field of 7 in the second race. Our first pick 4 of the afternoon, 50-cent pick 4. No changes in race 2 on the card. And you went to the 4 here, Bully's Song. I tell you, this horse had a resurgence after the claim and a bad race on the turf. And then looked like a new animal last time out and rallying and going away style for trainer Kieran McGee.
Yeah, Bully Song has some back races to go off of, too. I think this horse takes maybe another little step up and is going to get a good setup on the front, and with Habanero Gold and Zen Papa. Zen Papa had everything his own way. He's going to be a shorter price this afternoon. Going to take a shot against Zen Papa. I think Bully Song and Hurler, 2 horses that are really tough for me to split. Either one of them. I'm going to definitely key around these 2 horses. Older horses holding good form. Hurler, a sharp move last time. A good ride by Trevor. Pushed the button right at the right time, leaving the quarter pole. This horse responded. 6 furlongs the question. Flattened out a little bit, 2 back at the distance. Bully Song may be a little bit better suited right now at 6, but would not surprise me at all if Hurler gets it done.
Hurler had a little gear last time out at 5.5, which impressed me. You know, normally he's kind of horse on near the pace, and then, you know, maybe a little bit late, gets a little weary, or seems to be driving, you know, a little, needs a little extra pressure, but he's in super sharp form right now and probably deserves that raise up to $7,500 level. He likes Laurel. 5 wins, 5 seconds, 5/3 from 25 appearances here.
Yeah, looked good in the flesh last time in the track. Really, really looked good. I think here, Bully Song. And here, Cooking Up a Storm, a real question mark type. The barn, we're still waiting to get some wins. I hate to be redundant because this barn, when they heat up, they get real streaky. Trainer Gerald Brooks does, but drops finally out of those tough starters. But he's down inside. He hasn't shown any speed whatsoever, and hasn't really shown the late closing kick that he has shown in the past. Kicking Up a Storm is going to have to find more. Maybe this drop to the condition will wake him back up. And I think San Cristo, Dave, is another one. Is the only one holding the level at 7,500. A couple good races right in a row, holding form. Kind of a mid-60 type of a horse. A little further back than I thought he would be last time. I just still, Company Lines Never Stop looking okay yesterday. Classic Wildcat for the Open, 75, all right. I'm just going to go a little bit. I'm going to go elsewhere. Use him underneath in this race.
San Cristo, another note of that race. Tish Showbiz did come back to win out of that race. Penn National, numbers not up. Starter allowance, 5,000. So the race has produced a winner. Just recently, a couple days ago, horse popping out of there. Tish Showbiz out of San Cristo's most recent effort. So 4, 6, 7, and 3 in the second for Keith. On the race 3 in the program, and no scratches in here. The 2 is 2 over for the overweights. 1 turn mile is the distance. Trainer Damon Dilladovico's had a hot hand here of late, has an 8 Lockheed.
Yes.
And Picnic
Party yesterday.
Winning, keeping a fairly straight course for him, and holding
little
on to
drift
win.
there at the
little
end.
Drift. Yeah, he's got some issues, I guess, but finally figured him out. So a couple of wins from the Dilladovico barn with Caramanos, but this one gets Katie Davis here for Damon Dilladovico. Vision of Green.
Real scramble of a race. Just kind of saying, hey, the barn 5.5, I thought this horse would get the right setup, but Habanero Gold just was able to dictate, took no pressure at 5.5. Back to a distance, 2 for 4 at the mile. You have to go back a little over a year, but pairs up, you see a couple good mid-70 numbers over the surface. John Jones, Royal Caviar. He's faced the right kind. This is a real questionable field. I think the confidence booster, right, jumping up in class. I think Vision of Green, you're going to get a square price, maybe 8 or 10 to 1. Lays closer than what he did at the 5.5, and I see much improved effort. Let's go for a little upset with the 6 Vision of Green.
Yeah, double whammy race there with 2 Punch 2 coming out of there. Number 5 is on your picks too from the Annette Eubanks barn. That was a pretty good race to double whammy, who we know is in super sharp form right now for Mary Epler.
Yeah, 2 Punch 2 jumped up lifetime best, was up close to a very quick pace, and still held on okay. Double whammy North Ocean. They've won a lot of races. This is a drop in class when you really consider it, and he'll be stalking the issue. Trying to figure out the flow. There's not a lot of speed. Perfect Game Cane, I think, will be on the engine. The 4-horse coming off the 5.5. Let's Be Frank will also be close to the outside. Number 7 with Trevor. So I think Let's Be Frank is a must-use 2 Punch 2. I like 5, 6, 7 in here, but the best value is going to be the 6 Vision of Green.
Yeah, Let's Be Frank coming off of 50 days away from the races. But to be honest with you, if he's fit and ready, that's the question mark after time away. He's got dangerous numbers. Perfect Game Cane probably liking the fact that the track is not sloppy. I don't think he just liked that off track last time out. You got to draw a line through that race. Track good, trending toward fast, and maybe by the 3rd it'll be fast. We'll see.
Let's Be Frank, his running style reminds me a little bit of the Palladium. He might have a little bit more better speed. But he's another type. He might be able to just grind you into the ground from that stalking position just off the pace and to the outside. Might be the better part of the racetrack this afternoon.
Keith has a special ticket for today on our late pick 5 with a nice carryover in late pick 5 this afternoon of $6,300. Our pick 6 also has a carryover at $2,192. We'll dive into the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 on Today at the Races, sponsored by Fidelity First, in just a moment.
January 28th at Gulfstream Park, an icon takes flight. The world's richest thoroughbred horse race. 12 of the sport's finest horses. One race. $12 million on the line. Watch, wager, witness. Go to PegasusWorldCup.com for more.
Welcome back to Today at the Races, sponsored by Fidelity First. 12 days of the Pegasus World Cup Invitational. Time is ticking away. Arrogate, California Chrome, both putting on some shows down there in the morning in Florida, the anticipation bills. So watch and wager here at Laurel Park on that. Keith, our 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, races 4 through 9. 21.93 is the carryover. 92, 93. I'll give you the buck. Okay.
It's going to be more than
2,
that.
My Awesome Ally. That's the carryover. Blinkers Off, number 6, Movie Starlet. Kieran McGee's got a couple of horses in here. Movie Starlet, time away, right?
Yes.
Dropping. Sophia Town, what's going on with her?
Right.
I got a feeling this race could be ripe for something.
Yeah, this is a tough one to get you started in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. I'm against Sophia Town. I think the race probably is going to go through. I just hasn't really been kind of faint of heart since the return from April to November. We'll maybe try to set things up for Movie Starlet, more of a chasing type, I believe. Blinkers off, late move there for the 6 blink for Movie Starlet for trainer Kieran McGee. An angle, he's hit a really high rate, probably close to 35 to 40% off the last couple years, if I'm not mistaken, what I remember from looking at past charts. This horse, I believe, was entered. I can't remember if it was a canceled day or was scratched. But this is interesting. Claim for 10, right down to the 5. Maybe just didn't come out of that race November 1st just the way they would have liked. I'm going to use tepidly, though. I'm not in love with the horse. Does get Trevor. Could be a little tough. I think Street Miz, the 7 and the 11, Gemini, really hold good value in race number 4. I like Street Miz, Marco Salazar, along with rider Laura Glasser. I liked them the other day with Parsegian. Just missed at a good price at 9 to 1. I think you'll get something similar to that 9 to 1 today for Street Miz. The blinkers go back on, turf to dirt. I think there's enough questionable speed types in this race. You go back to the one of the last races on the dirt, August 19th at Laurel. A good 47 buyer for this group behind Color Me Sexy. We've seen win, I believe, a three in life condition, Dave. This horse works, 47, 45. Anything remotely close to that number, I think, is good enough to get it done for Street Miss, maybe somewhere from mid-pack.
Yeah, 70 days away, blinkers off for Movie Starlet. As you mentioned, maybe kind of a decline for Sophia Town from the same barn. Horses really, no trends here for horses who like Laurel. There have been a few that have won at Laurel, but I noticed just glancing down the race, a lot of horses just blanked here in several situations at Laurel. So maybe ripe for a long shot, and Keith's got the 7 Street Miss, another enticing price with Geminade. Thing that strikes me about her, yeah, she's been on the board about 13 times, right, out of 24, 1, 2, 3 in the money. 9 times third out of 24. But in this field, it's possible she could get the job done. Clear run on the outside, been a favorable post position draw, and if some of the horses are just not in their right form right now, this is the kind of race she can win. Yeah,
leader's had a little bit more life. Got a really demanding pace last time out at Penn. Might have kind of hurt that late kick of Geminade. I think she gets a good kind of forward spot in here. She shouldn't be too far off of it. You go back to Laurel, November the 4th at 7/8 of a mile. This is a little turn back today. A 44 buyer behind Flynn Hill, who had actually came out of that race to run okay. Geminade is a definite user in here, and I think, kind of connections we don't know a whole lot about should slip away at a fair price. Jockey-trainer combo has been good lifetime with an ROI somewhere close to $5. So I think Geminade's a user in here. Movie Starlet, I probably like best of the 2 Kieran's horse if you're going to hold a gun to my head. 5 o'clock somewhere, Ermine and Purrs come out of a race. Barbie Stones came back to win yesterday, just got up at the wire. Users, but they've got to move back up a little bit. It's 6 furlongs. Scares me. And even Bailey's Island is a bomb shot. Was taken a little further off the pace than I would have liked last time.
Rated as a comment. And that was a pretty decent race clocking-wise for non-winners at 2. When you're looking at horses in this group, Crisis Averted in super form coming into the race. Yeah, she's got a shot. I think I like a little bit of Geminade. January 11th, she's done something. She worked at Parks January 11th, 5 days ago. Whereas all these horses, they've been away for a while. Dewdrop's Heart, 200-plus days away.
200-plus days away. It took her a little while to get going. She finally did. Now laid off. Geminade to the 2-back try. Another horse, Fathom, who just missed, who got the lead late. Really, with a couple strides to go. I mean, a good effort against her.
I should have mentioned that horse yesterday. Came out of a good race. 4th race now as in the books. Let's go at least for our handicapping. We'll find out if it plays out officially in the books there. 5th race, pick 5, and Keith's got a late pick 5. 6,398 is the carryover. A reasonable budget there with a single in the 8th race, and a horse we'll show you on video in a little while, Blue Moon Ace.
You think we want to get started with the first, at least get through the first leg, Dave?
Well, I hope you can.
We're going to go 6 of the 7. Latha jumps up and beat me.
All but one.
Woof, that could be tough. But I think the 5th is a little bit of a scramble. When I first looked at it, I was like, it's one of these 2, and then the more I dug, the more I confused myself in race 5. 5 deep, 2 deep in race 6. Schoenthal trying to take an angle with this entry. He's going to be strong, probably bet down lower than that 2-1 morning line I have. It's going to be tough to beat. I'm going to go 2 deep in there. Sally Palakai to run from off the pace. 7th race, another one. I could go 6 or 7 deep in this race. I had to narrow the ticket down. We're going to go 4 deep in here. I think the Blues Dancer is sneaky. He's kind of holding form off the claim. I like the move back to the mile for the Blues Dancer. Got a single somewhere to keep the price reasonable. Let's go with Blue Moon Ace off of a really sharp effort, off of a troubled trip last time out. And in the last, some people might try to go ahead and single Silver Starship at Rock Harbor. You've got to respect off the claim. Maybe Vernon's horse, Patriot Saints had a lot of tries. I'm going to just narrow it down to 2 in race 9. $48 ticket. I like the progression of races. I think it's very challenging. I think $48, $96 ticket. If you get a couple buddies, maybe double that, add a horse or 2 here or there. But somebody I think is going to get rewarded at the end of this race card.
Could it be Mike Trombetta, little single Frisian flyer, your top pick?
Yeah. Keep an eye on Tromby. See if he's headed to the windows.
Just when you least expect it, right? Here, smile. You're on Trombetta camera. 261 days away from the races.
Yep.
in for the tag, making you think a little bit about this filly, isn't it?
Yes, it is. He had a Miss Moonshine going on the Wayback Machine in 2015 off a 220-day layoff. Came back and really jumped up about 20 points off of a race before the layoff, beating a horse by the name of Lovable Lady. I'm not saying Friesen Flyer is going to go ahead and do that and run a mid-70 number. It's just tricky. I mean, Gloria Patrick looks like the speed, looks like she should clear off and go. But I've just seen this too many times. A smaller sampling with the older mares off of a layoff for Mike Trombetta. But he's been successful, hit better than a 20-30% rate, about a 30% rate with that, with an okay ROI. I think Friesen Flyer, nice little work last time out. You see the work coming. You've been really good with the works lately. Work with It's the Journey and Flash McCall. It's the Journey is a two other than type of a horse.
Right.
Optimistic Outcome, the last time she ran up at Penn, Friesen Flyer, back in April. Optimistic Outcome has come back to run well since she is a two other than optional type of mare. So I think she's kept the right kind of company, flying in the radar fresh, and she'll be a little bit better value, I believe, than the 6 Gloria Patry.
And how about this quintuple move, too? Thinking about it, looking at the form of this filly. Bred by Country Life, owned by Country Life, in for the tag. So if she wins and she gets claimed, so they get the purse money, the claim money, the Maryland owners breeders bonus, and the Maryland bred breeders bonus. Am I right? Oh, and another win for Friesen Fire.
Yeah, there you go.
Stallion at their farm. So it's a quintuple whammy there on a possible horse that could be ready off time away.
Yeah. And the road's going to go through, I believe, the 6. And Gloria Patry, a nice win last time, was able to get out, get position, and get off the inside, and kicked away nicely the last 1/8 of a mile. But she did have it her own way. I think Lept was on the worst part of the racetrack last time when she kind of inherited the lead as the leader drifted out. But she turned on okay. I think she's okay at 6. I think maybe she gets angles off the inside early, gets first run on Gloria Patry. I think Lept right back is going to be tough. 7-1-6.
That was a big race. Opened up at the 8th pole, muddy track, kind of worst part of the track inside there, and then maybe gets a little track more suitable to liking fast going this afternoon. And that was a huge race. I mean, he almost looked gone. She almost looked gone there for a while. Good effort there from Lept. Here's Mary Epler bringing back a horse that they dropped in for the tag, had high hopes for early. And Gloria Patry for owner-breeder Frank Batten, a North Carolina bred, and was the lone speed that day. But we mentioned this before, the fractions there, 22, 446, and 3. Yeah, she was going so low, and it looked slow visually, but there were good fractions for the day. And you remember the Laws?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
our musical note of the day,
That's
the
right.
Laws.
Yeah, I do.
There she goes again. Mary Epler from Maiden back to the winner's circle. Another positive ROI for Mary Epler, 14% and a $2.33 ROI. There she goes again, the Laws.
She can do nothing wrong. That's it.
So that's a good angle for her, coming right back off a maiden score.
Yeah, they had high hopes, it looked like, for that horse was hammered down the 1-2 in the debut run at Pimlico.
A lot of money.
Into a good field.
Took early money, middle money, late money. And Scarlett's Image came out of the Gloria Patry race to win, too, on the drop. 7-1. 6 and 2, and you've got all but the 4 to kick off the pick 5. So there you go. I don't think that you should be too concerned. Okay,
you don't think I needed to go 5 deep in there, is what you're telling me.
I guess if you scrape up a little more money from the boys in the press box. 6th race.
Oh, Andy? Where's Andy?
Andy. Yeah. 6th race. No changes in the 6th. And you've got the 1 here. Go, row, row, go. Another Hopkins Schoenthal off of Preciado to Maryland horse. Yeah. Again, a winner yesterday for the connections.
This entry is going to be favorite.
Okay.
He's taking an edge with both of these horses. I think either one of them, when you really look at it, could win, all things considered. But go, row, row, go. I like the 2-back try, actually. At Penn wasn't bad. Went quick, chased a little bit of a fade. I think she can just sit just off of it. It was a double key race. And the formulator stat for Schoenthal with favorites the past 6 months, 11 for 22. He's not letting you down, actually, and a positive ROI.
And
just
he's not,
over a deuce.
not letting
So-
down on the work for this filly. Worked over this track here January 6th, 10 days ago for Go Row Row Go.
Yeah.
Good sign. Not, I know she worked at Parks, but I'd be a little more concerned if she didn't do anything
Right.
over this surface before she actually tried it in the afternoon.
Yeah, that was the 3-back race, I'm sorry, at Parks when she won. That was a double key. And
key
these
race.
horses, a couple of these horses come back and run in the 70s. So that was a good field at Parks, taking an edge. I think she's probably an all-or-nothing type of horse in here.
Speaking of key races, Sally Pollock High, a couple of winners out of that race, the Balabusta race, Southern Peach Stormy Mama, have come back and run okay.
Yeah, she's kind of hit her best stride. Her last couple, she's a good race last time. Maybe a little too close to the pace, but maybe her hand was forced. She's going to get a little bit more speed in here. I don't expect her to be that close, which might enhance that late run for her, because there is some speed in here with Honeymoon Spring. I Am Superior To, I think, start winning towards the outside. We'll go ahead and be up towards the front. Even Eve showed pretty sharp speed off of a pretty long layoff. So Sally Pollock High will set a good trip from mid-track. I Am Superior To, visually, I thought was very strong last time. Really ran hard. A good run through the wire in 12-1 for this time. Better way. Would have figured her to run a little bit better last time. But this horse has races to go back on it to it as well. Has run okay at 7 furlongs and a mile. Doesn't necessarily probably need to be as close as what she was last time. She may be, but I don't think she has to be.
Yeah, I just kind of thought that was a little bit of a weak field, given the better way, especially
Right.
rubber stamping that. Came back and got the F score yesterday, failed. You got the 8 Avalancha in there, possible if she can
That's-
return to some summer form.
That's a little blow-up horse. Yeah, if things kind of break down on the front end, a little hedge back up slightly last time, but third off of a little bit of a break. And we talked about this jock-trainer combo earlier. Yeah, there it is. ROI 439 lifetime. Penny Pierce. And
Similar running lines to the Western horse yesterday. What was the name of that horse? Trevor McCarthy rode.
Oh, yeah,
High
the
and
Rising
Western.
Sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it.
Bred by Irv Woolsey.
Really?
Yeah, my buddy Skinny Tommy Cheney works
Okay.
for them, manager of George Strait.
Oh, wow.
So they didn't even know the horse won, but guess they were watching football or something. Anyway, Avalancha. Look, the form to me looks just like that horse yesterday. A little bit of a drop here. It's not a blinker change, but had some good races in the past. Tailed off, was 30 and 20-1 against a little bit tougher, saltier situation. She's certainly a blow-up horse there at 20-1.
And
in
you
your
get
line.
trainers like this. Look at that. Dirt, 246 ROI. Sprint, 266. Everything positive. You don't let barns like this, slip by. $1 here or there extra underneath or on top in your exotics. You don't want to miss horses like this.
7th race at a mile, second wire, Keith Yomar Ortiz on the 5 Neves. Today at the races, sponsored by Fidelity First. We'll look at the 7th, and we got 2 more videos. 2 videos, or only 2 to show you, in the 8th and the 9th.
Right.
On the way here, again, no changes except for the jockey change here. No scratches in the 7th race. He's going inside with the horse you mentioned, and is on your pick 5 ticket. Had a mild upset with Steve Cowboy Hamilton, the Blues Dancer.
Yeah, I like this horse. A couple races back, got too far back, very wide. A little bit more speed chasing. I Am Superior To, I thought visually looked well. I know you really didn't like the feel, but this is a mad scramble of a race as well. The Blues Dancer, I think, is back to her best distance. A little speed to the inside of her. I think with a decent break. I know the post is a little tough to come out of, but she can draft up without having to be used too hard early to get position. I think she can make a steady progression off the pace from maybe mid-turn to the wire and just kind of grind under Stevie Hamilton and pull a little bit of a shocker here. I think you'll get double digits on the Blues Dancer.
And Kristonite, again, a little bit of a drop off Parks, that Penny Pierce barn for Kristonite here. No wins off the claim yet, but maybe this is her spot. She's never been at Laurel.
Yeah. Last time out, December 27th, a decent try. She is not the horse she was out in California, but she might just be good enough to win this race. She's got good tactical speed. She'll come somewhere from mid-pack. 5th place winner out of that last race. Did win clear and run a 56 buyer at Penn National in a 3 in life.
Oh,
So,
what a delight, looking for first win in a long time. No wins last year, 0 for 11 in 2016. But, you got to realize she was on slop last time out. Race before that, November 13th, rail turn again. So a couple of excuses,
Yep.
tossing off the turf tries, and suddenly her form looks a little bit better.
Absolutely.
A little bit better, sneaky better than the 0 for 11 would indicate from last year's form.
Gets the 7-pound bug today. You look at the last 2 7-furlong races that you see on the page, a 51 buyer, a 62 buyer. That's okay, Dave. Has tried the distance one time with a win. Oh, what a delight. Gets the right kind of flow. She's out of quicker races. They run a little bit faster, run away from her. She'll be a little bit more relaxed and I think offer a better late punch at this distance.
Yeah, 23-time turfer there, Vale Ridge, out of 29 tries. Hasn't had much to show on a fast main track, but last time on the slop, boy, a little wake up.
In that race, I Am Superior 2 was kind of hampered by the duel. Vale Ridge had a good trip, was down inside around the turn, not the best part of the B. Got outside late, but couldn't make as much impact as I thought. I thought she was going to win. They were going fast and furious up front. Proud Maid Marian and I Am Superior 2. No, I'm sorry, it was Pernada and I Am Superior 2. They were dueling head and head for a long, long way. Still couldn't quite get up. I'm going to use a 7 underneath.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised you didn't use the lake horse in there. What if I was willing?
Yeah.
It was a strong race, that Goldie's tail race.
It was. The 2-back race was good. Last race was solid. I mean, at any point, she decided, she could go. She went at the head of the lane and kicked away.
Whether or not Ghetto Fabulous probably got you, that's a little bit lesser company for sure.
And I don't think she's going to have it easy,
Easy,
Dave. Up front,
right.
another
Little
badge
pressure.
was really kind of too keen to go last time. I think Trevor might get this horse to relax a little bit better. They, I believe, will get tangled up somewhere around the turn and into the lane, setting up for kind of one of those grinders from just off the pace.
2 more to go and 2 video spotlights. And I know Keith is single this horse on the late pick 5 we showed you earlier, and that is Blue Moon Ace, the Robbie Bales barn. Marshall Dahl reaching in, acquiring some of the runners at the Bender Breds, formerly trained by the now retired Larry Murray. It took a while for Ghost Bay to get going, but instantaneous for Blue Moon Ace on the muddy track. So encountered a lot of trouble. Keith, we're going to take you through. Let Keith take you through the race here, and you see the spotlight on the 2.
Spotlight on the 2. We showed this the other day.
Right.
The 1 just takes a right-hand turn out of the gate. Blue Moon Ace gets it from both sides. Pretty bad. Had to stay in check. What I liked is he showed that the 2 horses showed a really nice acceleration up to the pack without even really having to be asked. Had to steady again at the half-mile pole. Now reaches good position here around the turn, gets out to the better part of the racetrack, get out to this 2 or 3 path, find a little bit more footing. Debt Ceiling goes to the lead. There's Concordia's Way, who was a red-hot horse at the time for Robbie Bales. Here's your higher price. Bales, 20-1. We liked this horse a little bit that day and just keeps on going very determinedly. Debt Ceiling trying hard past the 8th pole, but Blue Moon Ace under pressure and is really relishing the off-going, but eager to the wire. Any Court in a Storm, I believe, out to the outside rallies for 3rd. But Blue Moon Ace showed like 3 runs in that race. This is a tough one, Dave. It's a good feel. It's almost like a little small stakes we're getting on this Monday card. A nice job of the racing office assembling this field. Fleet Willie, he's guns a-blazing right now for him. He's really showing a kind of a good, nice cruising speed. He's showing right now, cocked and loaded. Jin makes you sin. Those 3, their hands might be a little bit forced from the inside. I think Blue Moon Ace, with the kind of speed, the burst that he showed last time after that early gate trouble, if he gets a clean break, he's not going to have to ask too much at all. I think he sits in a really good position and kind of makes a strong move mid-turn today and get it done.
Making that big move early in the race against down on the inside there, December 26th, was most impressive to me, that's for sure. So he's in good form, but not a muddy track today. He's one of the fastest, no problem at all.
Yeah, fast track doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. A Fleet Willie's at least come back to do some work since a dazzling blockbuster win there in the slop. And Oh, he opened up 7 lengths like he was going to win by a dozen. The margin was chopped down a little bit very, very late in the game. But he's going for his 3rd straight. But you say maybe post position and pace kind of situation might be different today. He came from, that's what we said last time, though, when he blew their doors off.
I know. He went quick, but that 2-back race wasn't the toughest of any other events. Tomotachi did come back to win. Golden Glint, out of his most recent win on December 24th, Golden Glint came back to win and run in 84. I think I just like this horse a little bit better in a mile. Okay. He'll probably beat me again. I'm going for the higher price Claudio to use also in the mix. My Enigma has only tried the distance one time, was up with the pace last January of 2016. I don't think he has that kind of speed. I don't think he's going to show it today. Just stalking outside, though, he could be a factor. Fresh, a little higher price angle for the barn. In Final Prospect, his lifetime best was at this distance. If he's going to come back to that, it's going to be off the turn back against slower fractions last time. He doesn't have that punch going long, especially when they slow it down. John Jones rocking on by. He's going to be poised for one of his better efforts today.
Cocked and Loaded comes from Parks, and first time here at Laurel, having finished 2nd in his last race. A strong effort there by the winner, Duvala, Juan Carlos Guerrero, rocket ship. This horse has got a little bit of a fan club out there, always gets some play. They had some high hopes for him early in the game. He was beaten 3 lengths by Nyquist in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at 2, and reach in for the claim for 40 grand. Did Bing Cherry Racing Scott Zimmerman, yet to win with him, but again, he's faced that rocket ship there, Duval. That was a big effort last out.
Good effort. He tried hard to the wire, no doubt about it. Jin Makes You Sin actually had a little bit of a jump on him into the turn, had to steady mid-turn angle. That came back willingly. Those 2 running styles, they're going to be up, like I say, I think close. They're probably your speeds, wouldn't you think, Dave? Unless Never Gone South kind of goes ahead and gets sent with Trevor, and a Fleet Willie will try to go up and get position.
This is it's a tough horse for Never Gone South, who had high hopes as a sophomore against this good group of really in-form kind of older horses.
Yeah, I just think the way that the race could develop, I think Blue Moon Ace is probably going to maybe get the most comfortable trip as well, as long as he gets out of the gate in clean order.
38 minutes to post, so we got a roll here. Okay. Scratch number 4, It's Nothing, in the 8, Hibernia Fire. Silver Starship, going to be the video spotlight here for Keith. And I tell you, he was favored last time out, took a little bit of late money, then I think was actually pounded down to favoritism and was against the grain of the track that day. Had to work hard.
He was. First time reported gelding on December the 16th.
Right.
Bourbon and Beer just to his outside. Robbie Bales, another one of the Robbie Bales winners. But these 2 went at it in a ding-dong battle throughout. A little drifting, gets off maybe the dead inside, gets out to about the 4 or 5 path coming to the wire. But Silver Starship, just a little unfortunate as Bourbon and Beer gets up to nab him at the wire. Dead game throughout. Second time gelding here. There's, other than Big Platinum to his outside, who may go ahead and send, he may have a little bit better tactical advantage, but don't leave out Rock Harbor first off the claim for trainer Phil Schoenthal.
What about he's One Wild Dude you have on the bottom? You don't have him in the pick 5,
I did not.
You?
I had to trim stuff down. I mean, if you can go get a couple buddies, we can throw them in.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to call Action Andy and get some money, put that horse in a little bit. I mean, it's his 3rd race for Silliman here, and the first was on the turf. It wasn't bad. Last time out was a slop.
Yes.
Today he's going to get a better track condition. That race was running pretty quick time, I thought, for Maiden 16. So you get on the phone to Andy as soon as we get off, and we may be able to double the ticket.
That sounds good. That's what PayPal's all about. PayPal, Sam.
Okay, 36 minutes out to post time, and a track condition is good, but watch possibly for an upgrade.
I believe so, yeah.
Good luck today.
Good luck.